We're heading into the final day of the Premier League season, and the race for the top 5 is intense. Manchester City still have a game in hand, and just 1 point separates several teams in the fight for Champions League qualification. Liverpool have already secured their Champions League spot. Arsenal's win today confirms their place too. That leaves a Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Manchester City battling for the remaining positions. For Newcastle and Chelsea, the situation is clear: win and they're in. But it's tight. Aston Villa must win and hope one of their rivals drop points. As for Manchester City, if they win their remaining games, they'll make the cut, but anything less could put them in real danger. Nottingham Forest still have a shot as well. They need to beat Chelsea and hope for results elsewhere to go their way. It's basically 3 spots available, with 5 teams in the mix. Let's break it down. Chelsea currently sit 4th, but a loss to Nottingham Forest could see them fall as low as 7th. If they win, they're in Europa at the very least, but it's a dangerous game, and Forest are desperate. I think Newcastle are the safest bet. They're playing Everton, who have nothing to play for and can't move up or down the table. That gives Newcastle a strong advantage at home. The big concern? Manchester City. They haven't scored in their last 2 matches, and now face Bournemouth and Fulham. Bournemouth in particular is a tricky fixture. If City don't get at least a point there, their fate could slip out of their own hands. And that's what matters most on the final day, being in control. As of now, it's still in Newcastle's, Chelsea's, and City's hands. City will need to create their own motivation. After losing the FA Cup, the mood is low and the fans will need lifting. No celebrations yet, it's all business. They need top 5 for Champions League football, and they can't afford more slip-ups. Don't underestimate Fulham either. They won again today and will want to finish strong. Chelsea probably face the hardest game. Away to Nottingham Forest, a team with momentum and belief after today's results. If Chelsea win, they secure Champions League football, but it's a big ask. Meanwhile, Manchester City's recent dip is concerning. Sure, they have the talent, but performances have been flat. Kevin De Bruyne may be playing his final home match. Expect him to try and go out with a statement. Aston Villa, on paper, have the easier game. Manchester United away, which sounds tough, but United's inconsistency means Villa could sneak a result. In the end, this is one of those rare Sundays where everything is still up for grabs. We're used to seeing City dominate and seal titles, but this time they're fighting just to make the top 5. Can they deliver when it matters most? Will Chelsea slip? Is this the year someone like Villa or Forest shocks everyone? All eyes on the final match day. This could be one of those legendary Premier League finishes. Even if Manchester City win, their Champions League spot still isn't guaranteed. It all depends on how the other teams perform. So let's look at the most likely outcomes. Most people expect Newcastle to beat Everton. Everton don't have much to play for, and Newcastle are strong at home. That result seems the most predictable. Manchester City need 4 points from their last 2 games, but there's far less confidence there. They're inconsistent and pressure can get to them. Still, it's in their hands. For now. Then there's Aston Villa versus Manchester United. With United focused on their Europa League final against Spurs, Villa might just have the edge. But even without that distraction, Villa have looked stronger lately. Many would back them to get a result at Old Trafford. It's tight, unpredictable, and anything can happen. You can look at the table 100 times and still change your mind. All of these fixtures carry pressure, and pressure creates chaos. Everton, for instance, could score early against Newcastle, and suddenly things change. Teams with nothing to play for often play with more freedom, and that's dangerous. If Villa win, and Chelsea and Forest draw, both could miss out on Champions League football. It's entirely possible. We've seen these moments before. City losing titles in stoppage time, last-minute drama in Europe, late twists in the Eredivisie and League One. It's never over until the final whistle. These are elite footballers playing in packed stadiums under massive pressure. No one wants to lose. No one will roll over. Expect nerves, mistakes, surprises, and drama. If City draw with Fulham and then beat Bournemouth, it's in their control. But if they lose to Bournemouth, their fate depends on others. That's a nightmare scenario. And now, in the modern game, everyone in the stadium knows every other score instantly. Fans react, tension builds, rumors fly, and all of that affects the players. The pressure is intense. The only outcome everyone seems to agree on? Newcastle beating Everton. Everything else is up in the air. Now, quickly on to the Europa League final. Spurs versus Manchester United. Predicting that might be even harder. Both teams have had disappointing seasons, but one will walk away with a Champions League spot. That's the prize. Manchester United might have the edge, especially with Kulusevski missing for Spurs. He's been one of their best players. Without him, Spurs midfield loses creativity. Spurs will likely line up with Bissouma, Bentancur, and Sarr in midfield. Strong, but not the most creative. Still, with Son and Richarlison, they can always find a goal. Don't write them off. United have history, but history alone doesn't win games. They'll need a real performance to pull it off. They've scraped results in the past and could do it again. But Spurs have beaten United in their last 3 meetings. They know how to win this matchup, and on their day, they can rise to the occasion. This is set up to be one of those classic, chaotic finishes, Champions League places, late drama, and emotional send-offs. Expect twists, expect nerves, and expect unforgettable football. If you love football as much as we do, from transfer news to tactical analysis, documentaries, and weekly podcasts, make sure to subscribe to Fabrizio Sports Talk. Stay ahead with real stories, real insights, and non-stop football coverage from all leagues and clubs. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and never miss an update. Join the community now. Fabrizio Sports Talk is where real football conversations live.